So today we're going to be talking about stonewalling. Stonewalling is a manipulative tactic that narcissists use with their partners, especially when there is conflict. And it is a form of emotional abuse, and it can have a very devastating impact on the victim. So if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it is so important to be able to spot these signs of stonewalling. So it'll also help you to take the steps for yourself to avoid emotional damage that can be caused by this very abusive behavior. And I want to reiterate abusive, because it's not okay. These are a lot of mind tricks, mind fuckery that they use with you. So it is important to know how to respond. So I want to give you the narcissist playbook and offer you a few suggestions on how to respond to this very, very toxic behavior. So again, I said it's what they use to control and to manipulate their victims. It is emotional abuse, and it can be difficult to spot. So it's important to be aware of the signs so that you can protect yourself if you encounter this situation. So some of the examples of stonewalling might be them ignoring what you're saying, just acting like you're not even talking, or perhaps changing the subject to avoid a certain subject. Maybe storming off while you're talking. That'll get you to stop talking real quick. To go in another room or to leave, to give excuses why they can't have the conversation and that they want to have it later. Now, oftentimes they can be healthy, but if they keep avoiding the conversation, that's not healthy. So they avoid the subject by turning it back on you and making accusations. And they will also use body language that's very dismissive, like turning their back to you, rolling their eyes, anything not to pay attention to what you're talking about. And it's actually very disrespectful when you're trying to have an adult conversation. So, they do this to refuse to answer questions and to refuse. They like to refuse behavior. If you address what the behavior is, they will not acknowledge that they're doing that. And so, narcissists use these tactics for many different reasons. But it is, again, to control and manipulate the mind games. But they do it to avoid conflict. If you're bringing up something, it probably is a sensitive topic that you've been meaning to address. And so a lot of times they just would like you to forget about it. So they want to attempt to reduce tension during a heated conversation. And sometimes they have a belief that they can't handle certain topics. And they will have a fear of your reaction if they give you sometimes a real answer to the question. And so they'd rather not say anything at all and not answer the question rather than address it. Sometimes they're hopeless that the situation can be resolved. If it was one of those instances that you're just not going to understand the answer to the question, it's not going to be reasonable. So they also might believe that you don't want to resolve the conflict, that you may just want to keep arguing and arguing and arguing. And so they'd rather not argue, what they call arguing. Most of the times, let me just tell you, it's not an argument. If you can have a conversation adult to adult, it becomes that way when someone's disrespecting you, when you're trying to have a conversation. So oftentimes they may just say, I'm neutral on the subject. I don't have an opinion. They will turn it back around on you and say that you're being emotional, unreasonable, or trying to start some drama, and they just aren't into the drama. And we know that's not the truth. So to manipulate the situation, the conversation, and sometimes they use it actually to end the relationship. You may get so frustrated that they're not addressing the issues that, you don't have any other choice than to do that. So again, it can be very, very difficult to respond to. And so I want to give you some tips in how to respond effectively to this stonewalling. So don't take the bait, okay? They want to see you get upset. One of the things that you don't want to do is do the same thing they're doing, because it might escalate the situation. But you want to keep your cool, calm and collected behavior, because they kind of like when people get upset. And so they'll have some joy out of seeing that. So I statements, when you are feeling attacked, it is helpful for you to use I statements. This can help to de-escalate the situation. And really, I would say, don't take it personally. And it's very hard not to take it personally when you're trying to talk to someone, but it's really their way of coping with the situation. And they probably need a little bit of counseling or something to learn how to address situations. So you can say, calmly, assertively, that you're not going to tolerate this, and go if you have to go. But I will tell you that stonewalling is a form of punishment that they like to give you, and to break your spirit, and to teach you not to bring subjects up like this again. So it is a form of punishment, positive and negative behavior. And when you bring that up, that's negative, and you're going to get a negative response. So you may need to evaluate your relationship. Do you need to be in it? And realize that you're not the one with the problem. They are the ones with the problem. They're trying to manipulate and control by using this tactic. So if you think you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it is so important to spot the signs of stonewalling. And once you are aware of the narcissist playbook, you can begin to take steps to protect yourself. I want to thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment, and let us know what you think. Be sure to check out the other videos on our channel about NPD.